right, so my name is Penn, and I'm really excited to welcome all of you to Penn Cinema. How about that? So the last time we were all here, we were standing over there in the dirt, and it was just a few short moments ago that we did that, and it's been an amazing ride to finish this construction, so we're not going to waste any more time with a lot of speeches. But it does take a village, and there have been an incredible amount of people who have done an incredible amount of work to support this project and to make this theater happen and to get us where we're at today, which we're so proud of our relationship with the community and so proud of everybody in this room, really, and some people that weren't able to make it today. So I just want to take one brief moment to thank a whole lot of people, and so you just bear with me, and then we're going to cut the ribbon, and then we're going to buy popcorn and watch movies, right? So, you know, what else is there in life? I think on it, everything in life ends up being personal, so we'll start with the personal stuff, and I just want to thank my parents, and thank my family, my wife, and my daughters, and on behalf of all of our partners, we want to thank their families, because I know going through an intense project like this, I don't want to say it bears a toll on our loved ones, but it certainly has been consuming for a lot of people, so we appreciate the support of our families in getting this done. I also want to just, on a personal note, I'm the guy that ends up making the comments, and my name's Penn and all that stuff, but I would be nowhere without my partners. Most especially the Byler family. We built this theater in Linitz, and then a couple years after we opened, we decided to add screens to it. And the satisfaction and the enjoyment that I get in my relationship with them, I really can't put words to it. So I want to publicly say again how grateful I am for our relationship with John Byler, with Jonathan Byler, and their families, because we're all sort of in this together. And then I want to comment on the Buccini family. What a terrific honor it's been for us to join with them as our local partners in Wilmington and get to know them and work together on them. And their passion for this community is unlike anything I've seen before. It's really stunning to hear them talk about how important the riverfront is to them, how important the city of Wilmington is to them, and the pride that they take in serving this community. So I really respect that and really appreciate their partnership as well. Beyond that, there's been a whole host of formal relationships, of officials, and obviously Mayor Baker played a very important role, and I said to him in private, and I like to say now in public, how much all of us appreciate his personal support. It was a little over 2 years ago that we all filed into his office out at City Hall and told him we had this idea about building a theater on the riverfront, and he was all for it from the get-go. So really appreciate that personal support and that personal respect for the project, and immediately he saw the value in what we think this theater is going to bring to the community. So we really appreciate that. Obviously, one of the most important sort of groups is the Riverfront Development Corporation, many of whom, their board members and their officials, are standing behind me, especially Mike Przicki and his passion for this project and for the riverfront in general, and again, for the city. That's a theme, by the way, so maybe I'll just start hitting it like a macro. We have been blown away, one official and one friendship after another. The love that we have seen and the passion for this community is stunning for us. And especially on a personal note, Megan and Sarah have been so supportive of us getting things done, even little things like, who's going to bring the scissors to a ribbon cut. And of course, the state of Delaware, we'd be nowhere without the state. The governor himself, I spoke to him just a few days ago. He's out of town today, so he wasn't able to join us. But I worked in Pennsylvania for a long time doing a lot of official county and state business, and never once spoke to a governor or anyone from a governor's office. I talk for 5 minutes about doing a movie theater in Wilmington, and the phone rings, and it's this guy, Jack Markell. Turns out he's the governor, right? So I'm glad I answered my phone. But he expressed a lot of support right from the get-go. And of course, the guys at Dido, played a really critical role during a really tough time to put together a $20 million package, really played a critical role in getting this project financed and helping us sort of jump through all the hoops. And then as long as we're talking about financing, the SBA really played a critical role in talking to Susquehanna Bank and making sure all of the I's were dotted and that we were able to get this project to a point where it was viable, because everybody loves a theater, but it's expensive to build, and we really needed help getting there. So we really appreciate their support. And of course, my friends at Del Dot. What a fun drama and challenge that has been. All I'm going to say about Del Dot is Right here, I got you. Thank you very much. And then, of course, all the members of the General Assembly, too many for me to name personally, but just to say genuinely and sincerely, we appreciate the support that you've shown to this project, because I know the governor has felt as though he had the confidence to have the support of the General Assembly, and that's very important. A governor without the support of the General Assembly, isn't quite as impressive as a governor with the support. So the members of the General Assembly that are here today really appreciate your support. We also want to thank the Delaware Children's Museum, especially the executive director, my new best friend Julie. She's around here somewhere, I know it. But they've been so supportive of us. We held all our interviews at the DCM. We held a lot of little meetings, and I think unless plans change, they provided all the tables today. Because we thought we were going to have office furniture, but it never showed up. So our folding tables that we were going to use in the lobby are currently our desks. So really appreciate the partnership we have at the Delaware Children's Museum. And to plug the business, you will see IMAX documentaries being shown in coordination with the Children's Museum, that we're working very closely with them to include that as really to be part of their offering. They're already such an amazing children's museum, but then to be able to take it to the next level and include the IMAX documentaries as part of their program, is really special. Thanks, Julie. And of course, my friends at the Delaware chapter of the National MS Society, there's a special relationship there. One of the guys on our contracting team has a relationship, I think, with that group, and so we were pleased to get to know them. And then they were kind enough to, I'm forgetting now, what's the name of that neighborhood we met at? And we went to the bagel place, and Greenville. We went up to Greenville, and everybody said, oh, it's up at Greenville. So I got in my car and I entered in the GPS, Greenville, Delaware. No such thing. Thanks a lot, Mike. As long as we're talking about Mike, we're going to take a minute and forget everybody in their suits and everything like that. The only reason why this theater is open today, instead of like in March, when a reasonable person would expect the theater to be open, I can't tell you how many people drove by in the last week and told me, like, well, I know you said you were going to be open on Thursday, but when are you really going to be open? And I'm going to read a list of guys and gals who were really the dedicated professionals who, and when I say dedicated, like, a lot of times it gets overused, but these are truly dedicated guys and gals who really worked hard to get this project together. The guy, and over the last couple of days, it's been nice to see his blood pressure come down a little bit, but like last week we avoided him, and Brent said he wasn't coming today because he's too busy getting started on the new garage he's building. But I know he's with us in spirit, so Brent Biddle played a really important role in that. Also Bill, Vicky, who I think ran away to the Cayman Islands. This was so stressful for her. And the most important guy in a theater is, a lot of people say, the electrician. So I want to thank the guys at Riley, and especially Ron, who, a couple times, we just left him alone, and stuff like that. But then, of course, the mastermind behind all these guys is Mike Johnson, who I'm proud to call a friend of mine, and say what a respect I have for the job that he did, not only for the things that he's responsible for, but then he's the kind of person who goes and makes sure that the other people who have their own responsibilities are getting that job done, all the while being done with a pleasant manner. I met his mom earlier, and I told her I thought he was awesome, and she said, so do I. Okay, so I got one last group, which I think is among my favorites, is all the local communities. So we had the groundbreaking, and this 15 or 16-year-old girl comes up to me and introduces herself to me and says she's my first employee. And sure enough, we hired her, and she's somewhere around here getting the popcorn ready. And Bernadette Evans is here, and Hanifa, and Yvette, and everybody from the Browntown Community Civic Association. I played kickball this summer with Sherry, and she schooled me, I don't mind saying. I know she's around here somewhere. I'm sure she'd tell you the same thing. But the kids and the families in Browntown, again, to get back to our original theme, the dedication and the love that they have for this city and for the riverfront is very impressive and, in fact, stunning. So I'm going to be quiet now, and my partner, John Byler, is going to join us, or he's right here behind me, I hope, unless he got bored and left while I haven't checked. So he's going to cut the ribbon with all of the officials, and I hope our families are up here somewhere if they want to squeeze into the pictures. But again, thank you very much for your support, and please join us this afternoon. All the movies that you buy tickets for this afternoon, the proceeds go to the MS Society and to the Children's Museum, and then we kick it off for real tonight with The Hobbit at midnight. So stay up late and skip work tomorrow, and come watch The Hobbit tonight. I'll hold this in. There you go. Great.
No, go ahead. Thanks to everyone.